Michael, let me ask you, what do you think zombies eat?
Brains.
Banana Bear Show. Horrorrama.
Hey guys, welcome to the Banana Bear Show reviews. And this time we're going to talk about The Return of the Living Dead. And yes, I had to look at that screen over there because I forgot what the name of the movie was.
Horrorrama 10, Michael.
Horrorrama 10.
Yes.
2022.
2022.
Wow,
Yay.
you're real good at this.
I am awesome at this. It's been a while since I've
It's been
opened
less
this.
than a whole year.
It's been
To
less
be
than a whole
fair,
year, but that's an
Cor-
eternity to me.
To be fair, Michael didn't even know he was going to do the intro until like 2 seconds before
Yeah.
the intro.
Well, I mean, I never do it because I do it for the original show. So
Yeah.
I know, but that just like I forgot that too, and that just
Yep.
completely blew Michael in a bad
Yep.
way.
I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's
It-
going on.
It was like trash from this movie blew him.
Oh gosh, okay. And with me, I have Anthony James, the awesome leader of our group.
Hey guys, what's
he is
up?
not a leader of our group.
I would be, and I would probably
He's
die
the
first.
trash of our group. He's the
I
one
would-
that's loud and everyone remembers.
And I'm the most memorable, most iconic person.
Oh,
Other
and
than Tar Man from the movie.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll take that. I'm Anthony James, aka Boxing Top X. You can check me on the internet. I don't care. Other places on YouTube. Wow, 10 years of this, and I've been on quite a few of them.
You've been
a good amount.
Yeah, for a good amount. Most of them.
Got a good amount of, yeah. I've been all the ones that matter because there was that one year when you and John just randomly did one. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
what was that?
Stardust.
Oh, Stardust. I always want to call it Sparkle.
yeah.
But it's funny because they just shut down.
Did they?
oh wow,
Yeah.
I know they're
Thankfully,
still
I
around.
moved a lot of those videos onto Horrorrama from last year. So
yeah.
Thank goodness.
thank God.
you did.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Yeah. Speaking of thanking goodness, guys, we have our own Tar Man himself, the man who invented Horrorrama, but I own the rights. Corum.
When did you get the rights?
I bought them. I copyrighted this like years ago.
He did.
It's funny because I own the copyright to Horrorrama.
not for media rights. And
What?
t-shirt rights. I own the rights for t-shirts. I own the rights for all media.
Good luck with that. Anyway,
But it's like I almost sue you because I'm on here too. But anyway, I did as a joke, and I used to buy copyrights for y'all's stuff when we did YouTube together to like if in case I needed to like mess with you guys in the future.
oh great! How
I'm
much
like
did
back-
that cost you?
I mean, I don't know, about $100 a pop.
Pennies on the dollar.
Well, not much.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
I've made my money back by fapping to it.
speaking of fapping, the movie we're talking about is Return of the Living Dead. This is from 19 what now?
80,
84?
something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, wow, is
85?
it 84?
It's 84 or
I don't know.
85.
I actually don't have it up. Hold on.
If it's 84, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. That's a good year.
Yeah.
It's definitely 80s.
This is the most 80s movie.
1985.
Okay, so
Oh.
we're close.
Close.
Yeah, so like this is the most 80s zombie movie you'll ever see in your fucking life.
Yeah.
This is the most 80s movie other than like Beverly Hills Cop,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and can we talk about this as like sort of connecting to Night of the Living Dead?
Yes, because all right, so two people made Night of the Living Dead. That was
Yeah.
Oh god.
Romero,
George-
George A.
yeah.
Romero,
And then the guy that O'Brien or
yes,
O'Bannon or something like that.
it's something like that. Yeah,
O'Bannon.
yeah, yeah. He had
Dan
the rights.
O'Bannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had the rights to use the of the dead, right?
No, I forgot what rights he had
Or Living Dead or something.
of the
maybe?
living. Yeah, he had Living Dead.
Yeah,
and
Living Dead. Yeah, yeah,
Romero just said of the dead.
yeah.
So you have like Dawn of Dead, Dawn of the
Yes.
Dead,
yeah,
Day of the Dead, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I want some rights to this too because Night of the Living Dead is public domain. If you guys didn't know that, we can play that right now and we cannot get copyrighted
yeah.
because nobody owns the rights to it.
Yeah.
But it's just the other things that came out of it.
At that time, it wasn't, was it?
I don't
I feel like
know,
it couldn't have been.
because of how that got put out there. Like it was from shady people and they didn't get the copyright in time, so it just went to
Okay.
public domain.
That's so weird to me. Yeah.
So I think that was like 10 years after it was made. So probably around this time, It wasn't, but it was
Yeah.
close to it.
Yeah.
But basically,
Is
Dawn
it-
of the Dead was already established. I think because that came out a couple years before this,
Yeah.
and like there's like basically
Yeah. Living Dead was like 60s and Dawn of the Dead was 70s, am I right?
it was like late 70s.
Or something like
It was
that.
like I gotta look that one up too.
Yeah. And the 80s, I can't remember what was the 80s one, but yeah. Because he did remakes too.
Yeah, they had Day of the Dead.
Yeah. But there was remakes of like I think pretty much all of them. But yeah. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
long.
Well,
But this one has never been remade either.
no,
It's
I
had
don't think so.
sequels, but never. It's had sequels up until like the early 2000s or 2010s or something.
yeah, and a lot of them are not the greatest. Like
No,
the
they're
three that people know, the original three are what people consider canon, and the third one is just so batshit crazy. You're like, okay, I'll put it in there because I guess it's weird.
not. And it was so much after this one too. So
Yeah, 1987 was Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
So that was already a big hit, and I think Day of the Dead was around this time.
Hey, wait,
because-
87 was Dawn of the Dead?
no, 78. Sorry.
You meant 70. Okay, I was gonna say okay. I was
Sorry,
say
my
that.
bad.
I'll say I don't think that was in the 80s. Okay, I was like pretty sure on that one.
And Day of the Dead was no, I want the movie, not the
I feel like
holiday.
Day of the Dead came out after this though.
It could have
I feel like it did.
1985. It's same year.
Oh wow, weird. Okay. Because I remember watching this one. Like it felt like years before that as a kid, but I mean, but keep in mind, I was like one when these movies came out. So yeah, I guess
I wasn't even born.
I'm probably not the best source for this.
But like, it's weird because Return of the Living Dead, like the tempo is different. This is like a comedy horror movie, still a
Yes.
horror movie, but like it's weird and it doesn't take itself serious enough where you
Oh.
could like
Oh.
they could get away with a lot of this stuff and you
Yeah.
still accept it.
And supposedly, like Tarman, the character behind the corner, if you're watching this visually, is actually meant to be one of the zombies from the
Yeah.
Living Dead.
No, you Living Dead. It, like,
Living Dead, which is like makes it like wow, okay, but it makes sense. There's nothing. It's basically like I almost said like because they talk about another event and everything, which is like as a kid I didn't realize all that.
so in the beginning
I
of the
gotta even
movie,
put it together.
so in the beginning of the movie, there's two characters. They're like at a medical facility that like sells cadavers and
Sure.
skeletons and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
and one is from like what Poltergeist, and what's the other guy? He's from something else too. He was from Jason Little's. Jason
Yeah,
Little's. The young guy was from Jason Little's.
he's Tommy Jarvis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the adult Tommy Jarvis that brings back with the lightning.
Yeah,
Jason.
he's the one that was in the video game too. Like, and he
Okay.
plays a teenage guy that it's his first day here, and the guy is like, you know that movie Night of the Living Dead? Well, that was based on true events.
Right? Yeah, that's so
We even
weird.
got some containers that were misplaced here. They're military grade. Supposedly,
Find it.
their stuff in there is from that event. He's like, do you want to see it? He's like, yeah, man. So they look at it. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a little dirty. And it's like, just don't break it or something, or at least because there could be deadly like toxin stuff.
Gas
Like,
or,
I mean, you could give it a little tap, and then once he gives it a little tap, like the fumes come out. And lo and behold, we don't know this at the time, but that literally kills them.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
dead.
They're
already.
rotting. They're rotting alive for the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
Yes, they
so
are.
like they're living dead already.
Yeah.
So releasing this gas does a lot of
And
effed up things.
and yeah, and I'll say we'll get to this, but the rules are a little weird on if you could turn to a zombie or not. right?
Yes, this is like the zombie
weird.
rules are completely different. They make
Weird.
them so overpowered. Like,
Yeah. And the brains thing completely comes from this movie, by the way.
yeah. So anytime you hear like brains, like from a zombie, this is
Or-
the zombies they're talking about.
Well, Michael, let me ask you, what do you think zombies eat?
Brains.
But yeah, but I mean, also think about Walking Dead. Even they're not just eating brains; they're eating your organs and everything.
No,
they're
yeah.
just eating-
If you
You know
go
what I'm
by
saying?
like how to survive a
Just-
zombie apocalypse, they just eat whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Everything
Yeah.
else but this, they eat whatever. But this
Yeah.
is the thing they eat the brains in.
There's a scientific reason why.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And it's all has to do with Agent Orange
Yeah.
and that thing. But I digress. That's not
It's-
about the movie.
It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So just look that up on YouTube if you wanted to see more about that chemical. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yep.
so this is released in like everything in their like area that was like a living thing is alive. Even a
Yes.
half dissected
It
dog.
goes into the rain. because they
No,
cremated
not
body,
yet. No,
right?
no, no,
Nope.
no. Hold
Oh,
on,
my
hold
bad.
on.
Did I get ahead of you? My bad.
Yep.
My
Yes.
bad. Okay, sorry.
So basically, a cadaver of a real person. And when I was a kid, I was confused because it's like a green guy. I didn't realize that that's a body that was covered in iodine.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
either.
yeah,
I
okay.
didn't either.
Like, why
'Cause
does he look funny?
it's super weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
Yeah,
it's an iodine body.
it does have some good effect. There's some really good effects in this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
So they tried hitting it in the head. Doesn't work because
Yeah.
in this universe, you can't kill someone that's already dead.
Yeah, he literally says, but that's how it works in the movie.
Yeah, he's like, I know. You said that movie was real. I know. I
And
don't
they're
know
just
what's
like
real.
hitting it, or crushing its head or whatever they're doing there. And it's like, yeah, that's great.
So they go to a morgue after cutting it up in a bunch of pieces. They're like,
Yeah.
can we use your crematory? And this guy, I swear to God, I thought he was a bad guy the first time seeing him. He turns out he's like probably like the best guy, the mortician.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
because he's like listen to German music and you think maybe he's a Nazi.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That I think you're meant to think he's a Nazi.
Yeah, because he's like all like weird
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But they use the crematory so the ashes go into the sky. Now at this time we're introduced to these punks, and they are punks to a T.
Generic is crap punks. Yes.
So you got the guy with the piercings and the mohawk. You got the girl with the orange hair that is obsessed with death.
Yeah.
Her name's
Yeah,
Trash.
It's all death and sex. Yes.
But then they have this normal chick that's girlfriends with the main character you think is the
Yeah.
main character.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
guy that works at the morgue. And like there's I don't know what the guy's name is, but I know that he was in like The Sixth Man, or like where the guy is he's a male basketball player and he dresses up like a woman to play women's basketball.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He was in a bunch of other things too. I just off the top of my head, I don't know.
Like this movie actually has notable people from stuff.
Yeah.
Like
But
people
he-
you've at least seen in other stuff. Yeah.
But he has Jared Girl in this and it's hilariously 80s.
Yeah.
Like so they're like, hey, what's his name?
So good.
He knows where to party. So
Yeah.
I guess his name was Bert, right? No, that wasn't his name.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, there's
Was
Bert.
it? Oh, it was
There's-
Bert.
Bert,
Was there a-
Frank. Hold on, there's Bert, Frank, and Ernie and Freddie.
Yeah. I know, right? Yeah. I was gonna say there's a Bert and Ernie. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I do remember that. Yeah.
Okay, Spider was the dude from that basketball movie
Sure.
because he's like
Okay.
the leader of the group.
Yeah.
Unless that other guy was. Anyway, so they kind of go inside, not knowing that things are alive, especially that what was in that container behind me. That started once it got released, started bubbling and it looked like it was being reanimated.
Yes.
And we get to see Guitar Man.
One
And
of the
he-
most famous freaking arguably one of the more famous zombies of all time, right?
Yes.
One of them.
And basically, he just says brains and then just bites into this dude's head. Like
Yep.
he's
Like-
dead.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you get bitten, you may not turn to a zombie, but maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, you do. I think you get reanimated into becoming a zombie because of another character. Now there's a character named
Well,
Trash.
I know, but I'm saying not everybody that happens to, though, right?
Yeah, because they get eaten completely.
Well, yeah, but never mind. Okay, go ahead.
And I'll
All right.
break down something at the end of this that makes this even worse because
Okay.
of like what happens with that virus.
Okay.
Because it's messed up. Because it makes
Huh.
the deaths even worse then. So
Well,
Um,
I think I know what you're gonna say, but yeah.
So basically, before that happens, we get introduced to Trash, and she gets naked and does a striptease.
Yes.
Fun fact: director's like, "Hey, we can't show any, hair down there.
No pubis.
Maybe you should shave." So she does, and they're like, "Oh my god, you can see everything." So they had to use a prosthetic. I guess waist.
Pelvis
Yeah,
area.
She
yeah.
has nothing there.
Yeah.
there's
She's
nothing
like
there.
Like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you watch it closely, which is kind of weird, but if
Yeah.
you do, she has nothing there.
Yeah. And as a child, even on VHS, everybody was watching this very closely.
Oh, she does this like it's,
That
It's-
was oddly one of the hottest scenes I probably had on VHS.
Wow.
I'll not disagree.
Yeah.
Even Spider was getting excited.
Yeah.
So
Michael, you watched this as a full adult, right? For
Yes.
the first time.
Yes.
Did you find that appealing?
I mean, she was hot, but I wasn't
Yeah.
like,
But imagine seeing that
rewind.
as like a 5 or 6 year old.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't. It's hard for me to think about. Like the first thing I saw was like I think it was Wild Things was the first thing that I really like
Ooh.
remember.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember wearing out that pool scene as well, sir.
You probably wore out the Kevin Bacon part, didn't you?
Wait, what happens with him?
You
I
see,
don't know.
you see his junk?
Do we?
Yeah, flat out. You see the whole thing.
Oh,
I
I don't
blocked
remember
that
that. Yeah.
I blocked that one out, I guess.
That and Hollow Man, you see his junk. It's weird.
Well, hey, more to you, Bacon.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kevin Bacon, continue, Corm.
Anyway, so to kind of sum this up, because they put the stuff in the atmosphere,
Yeah.
It rained acid, and they got stuck in the rain. That's why they went into that shack.
Yeah.
Also, before Trash says this interesting thing, saying the worst way to die would be being eaten alive in a graveyard. So what do you think
Foreshadowing.
happens?
By a bunch of old
Foreshadow.
men.
Yeah, by old
Yeah,
men
yeah,
just
yeah,
grabbing
exactly.
me and eating me alive.
But she says it almost like it's a sexual fantasy.
Yeah.
But
You know
it
what I mean?
happens.
But I mean, it's weird. It is weird that specifically does happen to her. That's weird. So Trash has powers, but no, I'm just
Yeah, she didn't foresee her own death.
yeah.
But like that's bad because like she was an interesting character and she's barely in the movie after
I know.
striptease.
I know.
But she is kind of because she's a zombie. She's a
Exactly.
zombie in this.
But it's weird because it's like she gets torn apart, doesn't it look like? Or
She just gets bitten repeatedly. I don't think they ate
Yeah.
her brain.
why wouldn't they evade her? I don't know. Maybe
I don't
she was
know.
so hot
She
they're
was-
like, we need to save this piece.
Yeah.
Should be
Because
for the
you see the
should be-
bite marks all around her, but she's
Yeah.
like,
We'll be like, she's for the poster.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So
But there was no reason. It's not like somebody came in and like stopped them from fully eating her. You know what I'm saying?
so paramedics are called before like the shit really hits the fan.
Yeah.
And they tell the two guys that open up the container, you have no pulse.
Yeah.
And you're legally room temperature.
Yeah.
You should be dead.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what? And they have bags over their eyes.
Yeah.
We all know that they're slowly dying.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So then the shit hits the fan because those ambulance people get eaten by a small person zombie, which is funny because you see him actually trip.
Yeah. That's the scene. Yeah.
It's funny if you keep repeating it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. That's
They-
something else I didn't know as a kid, but as an adult, it's pretty known. But yeah.
And when there's, I just keep replaying that part in my head and just
Yeah.
So cops are called and they get eaten by these zombies.
Who
And-
calls them? Is it the zombies calling people
Yes.
yet or no?
Not the first one. The first one was them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they kept calling, and then they're like, we can't keep calling them. They keep coming and dying. So then you see the zombies saying, send more cops.
No,
Yeah.
they also asked to send more paramedics
Yeah.
Yeah.
after they
yeah.
get the first
Paramedics.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, which is very interesting.
Yes.
That's
So-
pretty smart.
So as this is going on, people are getting outed left and right until they end up into this church area where I think that's the morgue, right?
I don't know.
And the boyfriend's going, and
I know the situation gets more and more hopeless, though. isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it basically there's more zombies,
Yeah.
because if you get bitten by a zombie, I think you turn into a zombie. I'm pretty sure because
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I
just
guess
a guy from Tarman did not come back
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that guy literally chunk of his skull.
The only
Yeah.
one that I think comes back from being
It's
bitten
Trash.
is Trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's confusing. But
Yeah.
so the paramedics and cops aren't coming back, or no? Is it all graveyard zombies?
No, because I think that there is a
There is a
paramedic
cop.
one.
There is a cop that
That's what I'm
Unless he
directs the
dressed
cops
himself.
into a role. Yeah. I don't,
Well, remember, there's a guy like flagging him in.
yeah. He's dressed as a cop, and then that, which is really interesting too, that they just set up a
trap.
point where all of them are lined up, and they're just like, come out of the woods at
Yeah, I
one
know.
time.
They find
Uh,
they find one of these zombies and like they're like her head's like her she's like half a person.
Yes.
And they strap her down. They ask her, why are you eating people? And because it hurts. It hurts being alive. Because
Yeah.
everything but when we eat brains, we don't feel bad.
Another
the pain
effect.
goes away.
Another effect. Yeah, that is awesome, and actually explains
Why they eat
why
brains.
they're doing it. That is a good part of the movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Yeah. So the boyfriend turns, and before the other guy turns, he actually puts himself in the incinerator. Basically, everyone's getting knocked off except for like two people. I know the mortician and the girlfriend locked themselves in the attic as
Yeah.
the boyfriend that worked at that place in the beginning is trying to come in to the door because now he wants brains.
Yeah.
All the windows were boarded up. They're getting torn apart.
Yeah.
Like shit's done for. And there's a couple of them left, and they're like, "Oh, you said they're," because the boss came after everything happened. He's like, "Oh yeah, those canisters, they have like a number on them. You know, why didn't we just call the number?"
Yeah.
So they're like, "Okay." So they call the number.
Yeah. They're definitely going to get some help here.
Now, in the middle of the movie, we randomly see this general, and he's just there, just eating
Yeah.
breakfast, being bored out of his mind, and then
Yeah.
it never cuts back to him again. Well, it cuts back to him when, like, it's in the middle of the night. He's like, "Oh, you found this number? How? Oh, yes. Animation. Okay, okay, And then he's like, "Okay, thank you. Yeah, just be right. We'll send help on the way." So
Yeah,
then
they
he
will.
gets this big like phone thing, couple switches, and gives the coordinates, and just what's going on? And then you hear this, and you're like, and he's like, "What's that noise?" We all
Michael,
know.
Michael, at this point in the movie, what did you realize what was going to happen was going to happen?
Yeah, as soon as I saw the guy like getting coordinates, I was like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's hard because I was a kid, so probably as a kid I probably didn't know. As an adult, I
Yeah.
was wondering how obvious it is because I know this is going to happen the whole time.
As an
Yeah.
adult, yeah. I
Okay.
I didn't know the entire time, but like as
But I mean,
soon
at
as
this point, did it give
yeah.
it? You did pretty much knew. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I was like, "Oh, they're gonna explode everything." I didn't realize how big the explosion was gonna be, so it's basically it seems like the whole town.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they nuked the town, but then you get a news report that scattered showers are headed west. Basically, that nuke just blew everything up, and it's
Yep.
getting scattered through the sky.
Made it
And then you start
way-
seeing rain again, and you see more zombies come out.
Yeah,
so
made
basically-
it way worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you just did made it worse.
Yeah, you
Um,
basically triggered the apocalypse.
Worst thing about this whole thing is, okay, so summing up
What
how
the-
this brain thing works.
I was gonna say the worst part about these zombies are almost unkillable.
that, and also
Like, burning them is the only thing I know will kill them, right?
no, I
Even
guess, but
beheaded-
it's
Even beheading them doesn't even kill them.
but even if you burn them, the ashes will go in the sky.
Yeah, but if you burn them like inside a building, theoretically,
Yeah, I guess.
you get what I'm saying. I mean, because of the cremated thing, yeah. But I mean, theoretically, if you were to have a way to burn them inside a building and leave,
Well, no, because that like the smoke would come up, and if you inhaled that, you would turn into a zombie.
yeah.
so
I know,
you would
but I'm
have
just
to have a
saying
self-contained
something.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically, a nuclear thing would have taken care of it because the atoms would have been scattered enough where it would destroy the whole thing. But I digress. It could have just been a regular bomb.
Yeah.
But all right. So the bad thing about this is if you get bitten, like your brain gets bitten, whatever gets contained in that like virus is alive. So your brain that is a part of you that is gone is now alive too as it's being digested.
Yeah. Because that's true.
So you're being digested
Yeah.
as the zombie is getting that nutrients that I guess the chemical takes away,
Yeah.
like certain metabolism or something like that. You got to watch the video on it. It makes it a lot more freaky, and also being killed by one of these things is like a worse fate than just being killed by zombies being ripped apart.
Yeah.
Because you're being like, it's not over once you get bitten. Now you're getting digested, and you feel everything until it's gone. So like it's weird because like multiple parts could be like have the same aspect. Anyway,
Yeah.
I love this movie because of the comedy,
Yeah.
because it doesn't take itself too seriously,
No.
because it's mentioning like, dude, they're fucked. Basically.
Yeah.
It's really it's the only zombie movie that I can think of that tries to explain in pretty good like detail of what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the other ones is just like they're here, they can be killed, and that's about it. But these are like much stronger. They can run. Even I think, as far as I know, this first running zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
nobody
first
mentions
zombies-
these.
The only zombies I know of that could talk. I can't think of any other movie where they could talk like this. I can think off the top of my head.
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
any franchising known zombie movies. I'm sure there's some crappy
I
thing.
think Land of the Dead they started talking,
Yeah.
Yeah. They did.
but that
I'm
was like
saying-
over time.
Yeah. But I mean, really, like this is like very different. It's sad that it's almost kind of forgotten in a lot of ways.
It
Because
shouldn't be
does
though.
it does
Yeah.
a lot of things for the first time. A lot.
Yep.
It does a lot of things differently that don't even like carry over. Think about The Walking Dead. They're not running and they're not talking to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
based on the Romero, not the Living Dead zombies.
Yeah, not the Dawn
Not
of the
these.
Dead made by Zack Snyder,
Yeah, exactly. Now,
where
if
they
this
started
was-
running.
if this was Return of the Living Dead zombies in the Walking Dead universe, that'd be even worse. Think about it, Michael.
Yeah, I don't think you would
Way
get
worse.
that far
Think
into the
about-
world.
Think about how bad that would be, because how many zombies they've encountered in that show,
Yep.
and if they just were not able to kill them as easy as they've been able to, you know what I'm
Right.
And
saying?
that virus was already in them, so they
Yeah.
would have been zombies anyway.
Ooh,
Remember, on the show at least.
yeah, okay, sure.
So all in
Um,
all, what are ratings for this?
Let's rate them. I'm gonna give this. It actually holds up. So I have to give this 4 women named Trash dancing in a graveyard naked out of 5.
Okay. How
Yeah.
about you, Mikey?
I'm gonna have to give it a 4 bombs killing zombies and putting stuff in the air out of 5. It actually, I was actually entertained and cared about these characters to a certain extent
Right?
that
Really?
I was unexpectedly going to do. I really did not find myself think I would get into this movie as much as I did.
No.
I knew
Especially-
you were gonna have that, but I didn't want to say it because last time I did that, you had high expectations.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna tell you if it's good or not. If I'm
Yeah,
just
don't
gonna
tell me.
suggest it.
Don't tell me.
But this is my favorite zombie movie of all time. I have this on VHS, on DVD, on Blu-ray, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Wow.
I hate the other ones a lot, but I love this one
Yeah.
because it's
Huh.
funny. I love that song that's in the beginning of it. Do you want to party?
Yeah.
By some 45 Graves or something. It's some no-name band,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
and
The whole tone of this movie is just perfect.
it's
to
so
think
not.
about.
It's
Yeah.
so 80s. It's
Yeah.
the most 80s you could get.
It is. It's almost a parody of the 80s that took place in the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was self-aware of it being in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many tropes that at that time, think about that time, they didn't know for sure there's going to be tropes that be recognizable
Yeah.
forever. And they are. They hit the tropes right even.
Jerry curls, mohawk, all that stuff, the denim jackets,
Yes.
all this stuff. And the
Yes.
best thing is they're not doing drugs; they're just drinking.
Yeah.
There's no the drug use thing, but they're punks. And the edgiest thing they could think of, I just wish I don't die.
Yeah.
All that stuff, like Trash. Her name's Trash. Come on, I got to give this 5 out of 5 German, maybe Nazi morticians out of 5 that are locked in a attic about to be
Wow.
killed.
That's a 13 out of 15. That's pretty high.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, other than
Huh.
Fly and Blob.
Yeah, but I'm saying we had again, Michael. If you notice a lot of themes, like Michael, a lot of times it's the first time him watching these movies.
Yep.
And I'm saying he's rated it right there with us.
Yeah.
This didn't even take away, because me and you, Corn, probably have a lot of memories attached to this, a lot of
Yeah.
iconic scenes that we've seen 100 times.
Yeah.
Michael, this is his first time seeing Trash dance naked.
Yep.
First time seeing Tar Man. Other than we did go to a zombie lecture, and they play that part during the zombie lecture. If you
Yeah,
know
well,
Michael.
I mean, I had seen
But-
Tarman, different
Okay.
videos and stuff like this. I knew who
Yeah,
Tarman was. I knew he was in this movie.
yeah.
But as actually seeing him in context, this is the first time I've seen him.
Yeah.
It's funny because
Yeah.
he's an iconic character that ends up somehow in 3 other movies, but he gets, we didn't mention, they hit him with a shovel and his head goes flying. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's that context of that Tarman is gone.
Incapacitated, I guess you would say at that point. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but in the second movie, in the third one, there's a Tarman.
saying? Yeah.
But he's iconic. Of course,
When
everyone.
you said that, I was like, does he appear in other horror franchises? Because he seems like he could, does he?
Yeah, he's in 2. It's always
No, other franchises outside of this.
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know, because there was that movie Chud, and that seems very similar to this too.
No, Chet was something else.
I know it's something else, but I'm saying, was there something in that? Maybe I was trying to think. I was like, did they do this in something else? Maybe with
They
them.
may have mentioned.
I mean, we could
Tarman.
probably Wikipedia Tarman and see if he appeared in video games or something, because he
Yeah.
seems like a very easy video game Easter egg, even like the
Oh, God.
container and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like he seems like he could have been in other stuff. I don't know. We'll never know.
It's not like we got it.
Not like we have the internet, and we're literally all set up things that use the internet. But yeah, we'll
I'm
never
looking.
know.
I'm looking right now if I can find it on Wikipedia.
But look in Wikipedia, and it should be like under media or other media or something. If he appeared in anything else, you see
Tarman.
anything else?
Sorry, ladies and gents.
Yeah. Bear with this, and just imagine,
it's a. Oh crap! That ain't it.
just imagine trash dancing in the
It's
in the background. If we could do that, we would. Oh, we
Do
would.
you want to party?
If we would, we would just
copyright
have that
strike
on
for
loop.
him.
Okay, so there is. He's in every night. Return of the Living Dead.
Okay, and that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. There must be like they're afraid to use him rights wise, but he seems like a character that they could have possibly done callbacks to in other stuff. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? It would have worked.
It's funny because, oh no, he's actually only in 1, 2, and the last one, which was in 2005, Return of the Living Dead, Rave of the Grave.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
And it's played by the same guy.
No, really?
Yeah.
I had no clue
Yeah.
about that.
Alan Tarkomen.
Okay. So Alan Cummings plays him 3 times.
No.
Okay.
Let's see.
Al Bundy. Yes.
The series, like we said, it has had other films, which
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into. There's no point.
The quality dips a bit, but yes.
Yeah, well, the second one's not that bad, and they even
Yeah.
have the two Bud and
Is
Frank.
is there a reanimator thing? No, maybe I'm thinking of another movie that had the reanimator thing. No, I'm thinking of other movies. Never mind, I'm lying.
Reanimator had Necronomicon in it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying the guy from Reanimator appeared in another franchise too, and I can't remember what it was. I can't. It wasn't this though. I don't think.
No,
I'm
maybe.
thinking he was. I'm thinking one of the sequels. Maybe he did appear in.
Was it 2?
Am I crazy? I feel like he was like clearly like it was meant to be him in like another franchise, and he may have appeared even twice in the franchise. Like he was the character.
I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've seen 2. I remember
Yeah.
it's not that bad, but
I
they
mean,
kill
I
off
could be-
kids quick.
I could be crazy. That's what I'm saying. The sequels, I'm not sure if I've even seen them more than once.
I know I've seen 1, 2, and 3, the
It-
ones that came out in the
it's-
90s.
It's possible I never even saw part 3 because I cannot remember part 3 at all.
The naked lady with the sharp things in her.
I remember the cover, but I don't remember the movie because I remember the second one. Those people return, but they're like different.
The Brady guy that his dad is like a government agent.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's the
But then
third
they
one.
were meant to be dead, but I don't know. It's weird.
Now the Necropolis or something.
Oh, okay.
Return of the Living Dead. Necrotropolis. I think it is 2005.
That's
I've never seen.
Okay.
And then Return of the Living Dead, Rave of the Grave, is 2005. These were both 2005.
Wait, really?
I think these are the Sci-Fi Channel ones.
Wow, maybe I haven't seen one of those then.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Because I know I've seen. I thought there was just 4. I didn't know there was like 2 that came out the same year. That's really weird.
They usually do that though. Like, remember how we did the RoboCop thing and they had
I
like
know,
3
but that's
of them?
weird that it's probably the same franchise though.
I do. The only time I remember him in a game was when somebody made him WWE, and they made a really good version of him.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
So much that like I'm just like, because I make some of those, I'm pretty good. This guy, like, how did you think of doing Tarman?
Yeah,
Like, how does Tarman go against somebody in a wrestling match?
yeah.
I don't know. I love this movie. I think anybody would get a kick out of it.
Yep.
It doesn't take itself too seriously, and they're scary as shit zombies if you think about it.
Yeah.
We need more cops.
Yeah, very, very, very like overall I mean, the zombies in this are probably worst case in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Yep.
they're almost unbeatable.
Oh, hey, fun fact:
Yes.
What?
Toby Hooper was involved with this movie, and then he dropped.
Yeah, I did know that actually. I
Huh.
did know.
That would have been
He
a
left-
weird thing.
Yeah, he left to do something. I can't remember what he did left to. Probably nothing I heard of though. Yeah, he was actually. I remember he was involved in this when I was looking up stuff about this. Yeah,
So
yeah. But overall though, definitely got to watch it though. It's 80s
Yep.
gold.
yeah,
Like,
for most of
the-
these movies, it's
And
just
the-
going to be like the good ones that I've been
Yeah, yeah. And I will say, like, this and Sleepaway Camp are two hidden gems that you probably know, but you don't know. That you never, you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
just
Okay,
never
we're
you've
gonna have to
heard
watch-
about it, or you've heard parts of it, or you've heard somebody say, "Hey,
Yeah.
this happened in this movie."
Exactly.
Are you
speaking-
telling me that we're going to do Sleepaway Camp this year?
Oh wow, we should do Sleepaway Camp every year.
Anthony's a boy.
Speaking of the end of Sleepaway Camp, guys, I'm Anthony James, aka Box Top X. You can see me in most of the years of Horrorrama, or you can check me out on YouTube, Box Top X, Horrorrama 10. Mark, I mean, who would go next this time? Would it be
I guess me. Horrorrama's going on right now. I couldn't tell you what is out right now because everything's out of order. Hopefully, everyone's enjoying it. And we have a lot more for this year because it's such a big year. And this probably is going to be the last one with numbers. So, because this is the last one that matters.
Why?
Because after 10, it just goes back to like,
No, 11 would be
He's,
next.
he's
sir.
doing a requel, sir.
yeah.
Why would
Like,
you do that?
I
It's so
referenced the
confusing.
other ones with nostalgic characters. So I got to bring like, other ones. Oh.
What?
Return
Oh,
of the
boy.
Horrorrama?
So we're gonna bring John and Sean back to the franchise.
Maybe. Who knows?
What about Danny LeBlanc? I feel like he was in one at least.
Was he?
Probably.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Right? What Moon and Jazz Sante, were they in any?
No.
Yeah, they're not good friends though, so they wouldn't have done that for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Fuck.
go check out Banana Bear Show everywhere. It's Banana Bear Show reviews. It's part of the
Matt?
Banana Bear Show.
Remember that guy, Matt?
Man.
Kind of.
When's the last time you told that guy, Michael?
Just the other day.
Why?
Because he's a cultured individual and he doesn't like losing friends.
Apparently.
Can I do the outro?
I'm just saying. That
I
guy's
mean-
so
Hey, just like the Night of the Living Dead, we don't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys never
You got to
stop.
nuke us to stop us.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
watch you.
Okay, I'm gonna nuke you. I hope everybody has a good day and week and whatever time it is, because we enjoyed having you and talking to you about this movie.
We're not live, Michael.
I know.
Brains, Michael. Brains.
brains. I don't have any of this. I'd be safe in this zombie apocalypse.
No, you wouldn't.
You go like, subscribe, all the Banana Bear Show stuff. YouTube and iTunes, Spotify. It's audio, video. Like, subscribe, do all the good things to the videos and audios, and hope everybody has a good Horrorrama, and we'll see you next time.
Do you want
Bye.
to party? It's party time.
Banana Bear Show.